you talk like that? I would love some answers in the chat. How many of you? Hey, it's working now. Okay, YouTube is working now. How many of you talk like that? You cannot just accept the love that's given to you. Somebody say, "Oh, you look good." "Oh, I like this about you." You cannot just say, "Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that." But you have to say, "Oh, come on, me? No." Yeah. And in our society and in my language, in Wolof, I don't know, right? Mandinka say it differently. Hey, Mata Bin Bin, I remember that name. In other languages, you might have to find it in your language. People might say, Mom Hamud Bopam, dafa face, or Mom Naka, dafa. There's another one my mother used to tell me that I can't remember how to say. Right? We say all these things, so we don't even know what it takes to love ourselves first. Let me get away from that topic. I am centered in truth and peace. I am centered in truth and peace. For me personally, being centered in truth and peace, it happened when I started looking back at my ancestors, my grandmother, my grandfather, talking to them, inviting them into my life, feeling their spirit in everything that I did. I felt more at home and I felt more at peace with myself. I am centered in truth and peace, right? I talked about this yesterday too and earlier when my brother came on Facebook. The universe is one of great order and peacefulness, and I reflect this in every moment of my life. The universe can be whatever you believe in, right? But if I should talk more on African spirituality, like the ladies that messaged me on Facebook yesterday, and were, "Hi, Suzette. Hello, Suzette Palma." The ladies that messaged me on Facebook yesterday and were saying that they have been digging into African spirituality, but they cannot talk to their parents about it. You cannot hear me, just a weird sound? That's terrible. No wonder people has been hopping off on Facebook. I don't know what is happening. So when this person told me that, how about now? Can you hear me better now? I don't know what's happening on Facebook. The sound is not good. I need to stop doing Facebook, right? So, how I see the universe. Let's see how I see the universe. Come to Instagram. Or I should just finish it, leave it, and do YouTube and the other places. How I see the universe, right? If you look into African spirituality, if you look deeper into African spirituality, you will see that people talk about nature, the plants, the trees, the animals. Some people might say, oh, they are worshiping idols, which is really not true. Because when it comes to Oshun and these other people, they're spirits, and we are spirits as well. But the universe is nature, right? The universe is one of great order and peacefulness. This is how I see it. And even now, the more I study and the more I look into it, and the more I speak to African elders, these are the things that I hear. The universe is nature. The plants have life just like us. There are something called tree huggers. I don't really know what they do, right? But I know I personally feel good sitting under a tree, hugging a tree, enjoying myself under a tree. These are things that we did as children in Africa, right? But when you go to the West, people don't necessarily do these things. Maybe they do. I haven't really seen it, except some parts of the country, right? When you go to the country where there's a little bit more nature, then people would do that in some places. But that's not a thing that people do. But I think that is the universe. The universe is everything that we see. The universe is one of great order and peacefulness. For the person, I don't know if they're still here, they didn't put their name, user something something, that said that they can't focus. One of the reasons we cannot focus is because we are not in oneness. We're not in oneness and our mind is not peaceful. Muji would always say, if you're here with me now, if you're right here, right now, and we can try that exercise. Right now that we're here, me and you, forget about everything. What happened yesterday, what happened 2 minutes ago, what the television is saying, what the government is saying, what's happening in your bank account, whatever sickness you're feeling right now, whatever's going on with you, let all of that go. And we're just here together, just me and you. Isn't it all okay? Isn't it all peaceful? Isn't it peaceful? Right? Isn't everything just fine? Which is the peacefulness. So when you're able to flow with the universe, with the world, with nature, with what's happening, if it's raining, it's raining. If it's sunny, it's sunny. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. You know the actions to take to change, or you are seeking the actions to take to change whatever issues that are happening in your life, but you're just flowing with everything. It's easy to focus, it's easy to have mental clarity, and the universe is one of great order and peacefulness because everything is okay. I was listening to Jack Kyo. For the people who know, I listen to a lot of reggae music. I was listening to Jack Kyo's song yesterday, and the song is The Life We Live. And he was saying, in the lyrics, he was saying, everything's going to be all right. And Bob Marley say, let me look it up. Let me look up what I wrote. And I'll read those lyrics because it has a lot to do with what I'm saying here. I posted the lyrics too. Every time you take one step, something pulls you back. Every time you take one step, something pulls you back. But you get back up each time you fall. Wicked people and bad mind lurking in the dark. But I have no fear. I walk with Jah. Turn the world off and turn the music on. Just light up another one. Relax and just close your eyes. Natural mystic is in the air. Bob Marley says, have no fear. Everything is going to be all right. Some days you're up and some you're down. Weak today and tomorrow strong. Some you will lose and some you're going to win. That's the life we live. Making sense to anybody? Right? Great day. Hey, Maisha. Oh, that's Maisha Sunshine. Okay. Okay. I know who it is now. I wondered who that name was. But I know now Facebook is still didn't work, right? So anybody relate to that lyrics that I was saying that everything is going to be all right. But when you're able to learn to flow with life, you can flow. Just flow with whatever's going on. You flow with it. And I reflect this in every moment of my life, right? That's basically what it's saying. I don't know what's happening now, but these things are. Let me get them back on and say and see. The universe is one of great order and peacefulness, and I reflect this in every moment of my life, in every moment of our life. The universe is one. You know, everything that's what's his name? Chronix. Chronix said this in an interview, but the interviewers didn't understand what he was talking about. He was saying that no matter what happens, whatever's happening is supposed to happen. Whatever's happening is fine. Whatever's happening is meant to be. And the interviewers were saying, well, how can you live life like that when you're not trying to change anything? When you're just saying that everything is fine. But what Chronix was saying went over the heads of these people. Yes, everything that's supposed to happen will happen. Everything's that going on is meant to be, right? But at the same time, you can still change stuff. Because I see Chronix as a militant youth. Hey Cheba on Facebook, how is the sound now? They said the sound wasn't good. If you listen to Chronic's song, and a militant youth is basically somebody who is in a revolution. Chronix is always calling for a revolution. Chronix is always calling for a change. Oh, Abdallah is good now? Okay, that's great. Hi, Abdullah Chris. Right? Chronix is always calling for these things. But he has gone to the point where he understands the system. You understand how the system is built. You understand how things are done by design to program us, to condition us, to make us think a certain way, to make us act a certain way, to make us behave a certain way. And from the starting of the card, the first one that said, I help create a world where it is safe for us to love each other. The system that we are surrounded by, hey, modify, that's my little brother. Love is the most powerful healing force there is. I give it and accept it without limitation. So what he's basically saying that there's a reason why everything that is happening, but many of us cannot see it. Like I was saying yesterday, most of us, we don't think. Everybody thinks for us. The government thinks for us. Our religion thinks for us. Our environment thinks for us. Right? And we just come in and we're born, and then we absorb all these things. We just absorb all these things, right? And we don't ask any questions. And because we don't ask any questions, we just don't love. Many people do not know how to love. And I believe this is what Chronix talks about. Good afternoon. I choose a bright future now. The moment I start to change, the moment I am willing to bring good into my life, the universe responds in kind. Hey, Mohamo. The moment I start to change, the moment I am willing to bring good into my life, the universe responds in kind. I don't know about you, but for myself, growing up, I've never heard anybody talk about the universe. I wonder if the ladies who were messaging me yesterday about African spirituality are here. I've never heard anybody talk about the universe. I've never heard anybody talk about the soul. I've never heard anybody talk about self-love and self-care, which is why today I started with how to love yourself. I've never heard anybody talk about these things. And so even though I knew that this was missing and I wanted to do this and I wanted to talk about this, I felt crazy for years. Because there is a universe. Don't we live in a universe? Come on. Send me messages in the chat. Let's have a dialogue. Talk to me, right? Talk to me. Let's chat. Talk to me. Don't we live in a universe? Muji would always say we live on earth, but there are different worlds. There are different worlds. And most of the time, yeah, we do, right? Most of the time, the lack of love that we feel, Moha, what's funny? The lack of love that we feel is because that everybody or a lot of people only see things one way. They only see things one way. We have to believe one way. We have to think one way. We have to do things one way. And if you don't do it that way, something is wrong with you, or you are demonic, or you're bad, or you're a prostitute, or you are something. You are the universe yourself. We are the universe ourselves, right? When I was at the Zen monastery, one of the monks was saying that there's no inside and there's no outside. There's no inside and there's no outside. Everything is one. There's no inside of me, there's no outside of me, because everything is happening at the same time. Which means that if you really do open your eyes and you're able to really see, you will see that everything you think about somebody else, it's really you talking about yourself, isn't it? Hi, Facebook. I'm guessing the sound is better now. Right, Moha? The sound is a lot better now. People didn't tell me before. Jalimadi, you should make a comment in the chat and tell me when the sound is not good. Right? So, anyway, let me let these ones go. But everything is one. Like what I read, Moha said, you are the universe yourself. I am the universe myself. Right? We are all aspects of light. Oh, I'm sorry, Monique. I'm just seeing your message. It's so sad. And that's what's sad. The sound is okay. Great. I'm sorry, Monique. There's somebody that I'm ignoring, and your name and the color of your thing looks like them. We are all aspects of light, of illumination, a reflection of a rainbow. As above, so below. Absolutely. Absolutely. As above, so below. Okay. Let's do law of attraction. Somebody said that they're really into law of attraction, and I said I was going to do something about law of attraction. That was a journey that I had to take myself to understand law of attraction, right? And it wasn't necessarily about attracting things into my life or which happens. Two, we attract things into our life. It wasn't really about manifestation, but it was also understanding for me, okay, how do I think? How do I think? Or why are these things happening to me was basically one of the reasons that brought me to the law of attraction and understanding the law of attraction. And what happens with our thoughts and the way that we think about ourselves, right? The way that we speak. There's somebody in the chat blowing up the chats, but they think I am a witch, right? They think I'm doing witchcraft, but every time I come on live, they come on my life. So it's like they love witchcraft. And I don't know. If you think I'm a witch, you don't like what I'm doing, why are you on my life every time? Right? This person. But let's do this one. Let's do the regular tarot. I'm learning this. I'm learning this. It's part of the stuff that I'm learning for. I don't want to say this is African spirituality because I don't think this is, but I really love cards. I love tarot cards. So this one I'm learning it. So what I will do, I will get the cards and then we will read the wisdom and break it down, right? Thank you. Thank you so much. I will definitely keep going because this feeds my soul and it feels good for me. But what I didn't know, and I was just talking to somebody today about this, right? Personally, I didn't know that I was making an impact. I didn't know that it was impacting anybody. I didn't even think people would like this until people started sending me messages or help me with this. My mind, this is happening. That is happening. I feel this way. I feel that way. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. Right? Well, let's keep doing this. So we're going to get 5 cards and I'm going to try a particular Brooklyn is so noisy. I absolutely love Brooklyn. It's like Serakunda. Brooklyn is like Serakunda and Manhattan is like Banjul. Okay, so we're looking for 5 cards. Let's go. Two. This card deck is so sweet and smooth. Let's see. 2, so we need 3 more. And this one is the law of attraction. The fourth one is significator card, the desired manifestation, right? And the second one is your current energy, basically our current energy, what energy that we have right now that we're speaking here. Okay, let's do two, 3. The energy that we need. I've never done this deck, so you're watching me learn. We need 2 more. 1 for letting go, and that's a lot of cards. 4, letting go has a lot of cards. How to get in alignment. I'll take this first one, which is the 5th one. No, I think temperance is letting go. And this one is how to be in alignment, how to align with ourselves, right? align with ourselves and align with the universe. Okay, YouTube, now you can see that, right? All right. Let me put this away and then we read the cards. We're going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll try to do it very quickly. We start with King of Cups. Knight of Cups. Sorry, not King of Cups. Knight of Cups. I think Knight of Cups is a major arcana. Okay.
Yes. I want the beans to be done. I'm starving.
You stop it? Wow. Beans. The fragile time. How about Galeka? Cereal for now.
I ate two whole. I ate 2 oranges,
Temprance.
pretzels,
Uh-huh.
and that's it.
The judgment.
Love you.
Love you too, Sister Nafi. Bear with me. Oh, Knight of Cups is not, it's minor arcana. Oh, I didn't know that. Knight of Cups. The quest for love. We just talked about love, right? The quest for love brings speedy results that may or may not stand the test of time. Pace yourself. Let me read that again. Hello, Girl Wake Up Podcast. Greetings, greetings. The quest for love brings speedy results that may or may not stand the test of time. Knights are depicted on horsebacks, returning from a noble quest to present you with the item you request for. Most times I feel that that's what I'm doing, right? And I tell people that's what I'm doing. I basically took the time to really look into myself, to heal myself, to go deeper into my soul, understand who I am as a woman, as an African woman, as a Gambian, why I do the things I do, why I am the way that I am. And I just basically came back and talk about these issues. The Knight of Cups rides in on a white horse, proudly offering up the prized cup. The wings on his helmet, and like I said, I plan to buy the African version of this. I found the African version of this, so we'll be using that when I get it. The wings on his helmet and feet show the knight's connection to the element of air, while his place in the suit of cups connects him to water. The horse indicates the speed of time it has taken the knight to return from his quest. The speed of time it has taken us, right, to be ourselves, to align with who we are. Air and water move quickly, indicating hasty emotional decisions being made without careful consideration. And the general reading: consider the motivations behind gestures, including your own actions. The motivations behind gestures, including our own actions. I was speaking to someone today, and we were talking about losing weight, right? Because that's when it comes to business, that's what I do, health and weight and fitness and all of these things. We were talking about losing weight, and they were talking about their actions, because one of the first things that I always ask is eating patterns. which is the motivation behind gestures, the motivation behind why we eat the things we eat, why we do the things we do. Somebody else messaged me and said, can you help somebody who is napsy? Basically, somebody who wants to leave the Gambia and come to Europe. The motivation behind our gestures, including our own gestures. The person that I spoke to about weight loss was saying that when they are stressed, they eat, they overeat. So they're gaining weight right now, they're very stressed, and they are breastfeeding. And when those things come together and happen, all they do is sit down and eat. The motivation behind the gestures. A lot of us stress eat, and we don't even know that we're stress eating. The sound is bad again. I don't know. I can't help. I don't know. Come to Instagram. Instagram. Sound is good on YouTube today. Okay, that's wonderful. Universe is telling me something. I don't know. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Empress Fire. Are you doing something purely for recognition and attention? That's a beautiful question. The things that we do is good here too, is good on Instagram. It's only Facebook and sometimes YouTube. Are you doing something purely for recognition and attention? The things that you do in your life. There was a time in my life I was that person. Right? If we're being real, let's be real. No? In our life, are you doing something purely for recognition and attention? Do you just want to be seen? Do you just want to be heard? The things that you do, whatever it is, are you just doing it because you just want people to say, look at that person? For me, there was a time, right, going out in the street. I might have talked about this before. When I dress up and I go outside and people don't say that I look good or I look great or they like the way I dress or things like that, that would absolutely destroy my day. Because I feel like I was dressing for people. I was dressing up for people. That's what I was doing. I was doing things for everybody but myself. Do you do that in your life? The things that you do, are you doing it for yourself? Does it feel good for you? Or are you doing it because your parents told you to? Because the crowd is doing it. Everybody is doing it. It's a trend now. And maybe you don't even like the trend. But you are just following it. Because that's the thing that's in now. That's what everybody is doing. And if you don't do it, you feel left out. It is easy to get swept up in emotional experiences such as idealizing someone or something. Slowing down will allow you to see the person or situation more clearly and enjoy the process as it unfolds. Letting things unfold, I have had to learn that the hard way. And we have talked about control, right? Wanting to control everything, wanting to control everyone, believing that you know everything. And if what you do, the next person or the people are not doing it, they're doing everything wrong. And people have to do it your way. And we idealize people. So we put people on a pedestal. And this one that I'm doing is the law of attraction. And if you look at law of attraction, can you hear that noise? The people who teach law of attraction, right? The people who teach law of attraction, they talk about how your desires and the things that you are manifesting, we are manifesting, and our desires, if you put it on a pedestal, if you put stuff on a pedestal, right, it doesn't manifest. Have you ever experienced that? You put somebody on the pedestal and they break your heart. You get in a relationship, a man and a woman, you put them on a pedestal and they completely destroy your heart. You might not even know that you're putting them on a pedestal. We're made to also put celebrities, public figures on a pedestal. You can you can relate to putting someone on a pedestal? Absolutely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Absolutely. Right? We put people on a pedestal. Did your heart get broken when you put the person on a pedestal? Or even one of the trends that has been going on, the moment you let it flow, you got it. Something that you wanted, right? I talked about this here too, how when this lady that I was watching on YouTube, and I added her playlist in the Telegram group, right, in the chat, where the lady was saying that there was a time where she wanted something so much, but eventually she just decided to say, okay, I'm just gonna let this go. If it happens, it happens. If I get it, I get it. If I don't get it, it's fine. I'm not going to die. And she just let everything just go. And immediately, what she was desiring came true. Why? Because we put things on a pedestal to the point where it stresses us. Some of the Gambians who have been messaging me thinking that I can help them get their citizenship or get their visa or whatever it is, as if I run the American government. When I start to tell them, okay, it's not that you want to leave the Gambia or you want to leave Africa, it's that you're running away from yourself. Whatever pain that you have in your life, that's what you're running away from. So they would eventually say, yeah, my mind, things are stressful, this and that. I need to work on myself. I'm like, that's what you need to do. It's not necessarily leave, because many of us think that is the solution, because this is what we've been trained and taught to think about things, right? Which is why I left, because for some reason my mother just thought, oh, you love books, you love reading, you love education, you love learning. You should go study somewhere else. As if that was the solution. And the solution wasn't that. The solution was the healing, the breaking of the generational curses, the breaking of the cycles, the pain and the hurt in the bloodline, in the family. That was the solution. Let me look at this, right? The next one is 10 of Cups. I want to find it here. And then And then I'll read it from here. The Ten of Cups is the culmination of emotional fulfillment in the gateway of the next adventure, right? And over here, give me a second. Give me a second. Is 140. Nene,
Yeah,
lobuga.
nothing.
Oh, okay. Neklo the read.
Huh?
Neklo the read. Neklo the read.
What is that? Yeah.
Mane lobuga ngane dara. But you're just walking around doing nothing.
I'm walking around cutting this so the bees don't smell up the house.
No, it will smell. Okay, this one is Ten of Pentacles. It will smell in the house. Just leave it until it's cooked. Then we can change it.
It's almost done. It's a little brown. The water's brown
Okay.
and watery.
Okay, the next one is Ten of Pentacles. Let's do the Pentacles and see what's happening with the Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. I thought it was uh, the other one, but I was wrong. So Ten of Pentacles, that one is prosperity because Pentacles is coins. So we're going to talk a little bit about prosperity. Nene understands all of you doing us. It's fascinating that we say that we're doing good, that our children can speak well of. Doesn't that fascinate us? Doesn't it fascinate us? The culmination of prosperity has arrived. This enables you to create from a new place of abundance alongside those you love. I really relate to that. The culmination of prosperity has arrived. This enables you to create from a new place of abundance alongside those you love. And in most of the cards, we have talked about love and the power of love and how love is the most powerful healing energy. One of the things, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, Empress Fire. I don't know what is happening with the sound. One of the things that I have learned in my journey, right, Fatimata, especially in this business that we are in, that we are doing, and me being able to go to different environments that are predominantly men, environments that are predominantly women, learning different aspects of life and spirituality and money and business and wealth. If you are in an environment that the energy and the vibration is high, that the love is high, very difficult for us to prosper. Anybody relate to that? Anybody ever see that in their life? Facebook, how is the sound now? Anybody ever relate to that in your life where you're in different work environments, the energy is low, the vibration is low, and you just cannot thrive. You just can't prosper. You are just not doing good in your life. You're doing everything that you can to be better, but it's just not happening. Because vibrationally, not only is the environment in a low vibration, but you yourself, me, myself, right? Me, myself, we're in a very low painful vibration. And nothing good that we try to do happens. Anybody witness that? Talk to me in the chat. Talk to me. A card of shared wealth and bounty. The Ten of Pentacles. This is the Ten of Pentacles. Let me know if you relate to what I'm saying, so I know I'm not the only person. Right? You can relate to that too. That energy, that low vibration. Low vibration, right? Exactly, because everybody's giving love, everybody's showing love, everybody wants to love you, wants to help you, wants you to be better. In one of our coaching calls that we were doing in Girl Hold My Hand about the awakening, Coach Stormy was saying that some of you don't even know what's about to happen to you. You don't know that when you go to the awakening, you're about to meet a group of women who are there only to love you. They're there only to show you love. They've been wanting to meet you, waiting to meet you so they can shower you with love. And like the first card that we had, love is the most powerful healing energy. If you've never felt love in your life, the moment you start feeling love, what happens is you resist it. Some people cannot receive it. They run away from love because it's too much. Coach is the best. Yeah, she knows how it feels to suffer. The best people, the most loving people are the people who have suffered most of their life. That's what I have experienced. The Ten of Pentacles represent love within the family that is most supportive in your life. And family doesn't always have to be blood. Family doesn't always have to be blood. Family, let me see, the sound of here is not going. Family can be people who are not even related to you. Strangers, absolute strangers that you meet in your life. And then they show you so much love that it exceeds the family love that you had or even knew. And they teach you a different way of loving yourself and loving people. A lot of people say blood is thicker than water. I beg to differ. Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles represents love within the family that is most supportive in your life, though that may not be your family of origin. How is the sound, Facebook? Is it still wobbly? It's probably wobbly because people usually stay. Let me end it and focus on TikTok and Instagram, focus on my people and YouTube, right? Though that may not be your family of origin, focus on spending time with the people you love and creating a network of prosperity that will give generously to those in need. One of the most powerful things that I learned during my journey is that creating the necessary relationships for us to grow, for me to grow, for me to become, is actually more important than what I'm getting paid. Have you realized that? And also even learning the fact that it's the relationship that I cultivate and the relationships that I create that brings in the prosperity that I am looking for. I personally was never taught that in my life. You realize that? Anybody relate to that? Anybody relate to that? Focus on spending time with the people you love and creating a network of prosperity. One of my mentors in the real world, in the content creation and affiliate marketing campus, would always say that you can take everything from me, all my material wealth, you can take away from me. But give me one year, I will make all of that back. Why? Because it's not necessarily the material, it's the people that they are surrounded with. And the saying your network is your net worth. I don't have any friends right now. Well, I don't have any friends. But there's nobody I can call right now to give me $500,000. But the idea of your network is your net worth. Imagine being around people whom, no matter what happens in your life, you can call them, you can reach out to them, and your problems are solved. So you don't necessarily have to have the funds, but if you have the people, what's coming to mind is this, I don't know, inventor or something, somebody who couldn't read or write or something like that, math or whatever. And he didn't really do it in his business. If you know who I'm talking about, put it in the chat. And he didn't really do it in his business, but he hired people who could do it. And if you look at leadership, it's always like that. I was listening to John C. Maxwell. I shared that in the chat, the one with Grant Cardone and John C. Maxwell. And this is what he was talking about. He was saying that you always surround yourself with people who are way ahead of you, right? Not people who you are ahead of. Because people who are way ahead of you, you can learn something from them. Your network is your network. But if you're ahead of the whole room, you're the smartest one in the room, you know more than everybody in the room, then what exactly are you learning? What exactly would change in your life? And when you really, really need the help, but you are the smartest in the room, where are you going to get the help? Right? This is the way I think about things. This may be an inheritance for you, or may mean that you are beginning to set aside funds that will benefit. Let me read that again. Focus on spending time with the people you love and creating a network of prosperity that will give generously to those in need. This may be an inheritance for you, or may mean that you are beginning to set aside funds that will benefit your children, your aging relatives, or partner. Enjoy the present while planning for this prosperous future. For me, the funds that I'm putting aside for my daughter, for my sisters, for my cousins, for the generation that's coming after me, is these videos that I am doing. Currency, right? Because how you are able to buy real estate, the names that you're using to watch me on your Instagram, your YouTube, your Facebook, your TikTok, that's real estate. That's internet real estate. Is worth something. Currency, money. You can create, you can make stuff and leave it behind for the people who are coming after you. People can benefit from what you're doing online. People, there's a lot of celebrities who passed away. Reverend Ike. There is Mahatma Gandhi is in my mind for some reason, but I wanted to say Nelson Mandela. There's also, what's his name? Michael Jackson, all these people, their legacy is still on, their soul, their spirit is still here with us, but their family is still benefiting from what they created. And most of this now is being shared online. So what we do online is currency, is real estate that we can use to leave behind for our children to inherit, to continue whatever work, to sell it, to do something with it. That's what I think. That's the Pentacles, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. I think this is the Ten of Swords. How many? I don't know exactly how long I have been here. Oh, about 2 hours now. Okay, let's. Wands. Let's check this one. And I'm going to go a little bit faster now so we can finish the cards that I have. I felt like I had an out-of-body experience. Anybody felt it, or was it just me? Generational wealth, absolutely important, right? Being able to, yes, that is Ten of Wands. Okay, so we do Ten of Wands, and then the next one is Eight of Wands, and then we have Temperance. So let's get to Wands. Being able to teach our children how to create themselves, right? How to create their own life, how to create what they want, but at the same time, leaving something behind for them so that they don't have to start scratch the way that we started. Minor Arcana. So let's go to 10, and I'm going to read these a little bit quicker. Because it just feels so good to be reading this. Like I said, for a second there, I felt like I had an out-of-body experience. I cannot even remember the things that I was saying. It was just coming out. Ten of Wands. Be mindful of taking on too many responsibilities. It is perfectly reasonable to protect your energy and say no. You were on Freedom Friday today, Fatmata, right? And Coach Stormy was talking about this. Being able to say absolutely not, but at the same time being able to say absolutely yes. Ignoring people, right? Knowing that people are trying to pull your energy, people are trying to take your energy. I think you were there. Or you didn't hear that part? She was talking about it. She was talking about how it's so important to be able to say no, but it's also very important to be able to say yes, right? Don't mind me with what I'm doing. I have two different decks, one for learning and one the actual deck. So I use both for book. For page dividers, be mindful of taking on too many responsibilities. It is perfectly reasonable to protect your energy and say no. And also when to say yes. Absolutely no, I meant when she said to say no. Yes. So it's so important to not let people take your energy, to not let people suck you in to whatever they're doing, to wherever they're going. If you don't want to go that way, if you don't want to do that, it's knowing is the healthy boundaries. It's talked about a lot in all the communities that I am in right now, being able to have healthy boundaries, not saying maybe I will try, say no, or say yes. But you have to know when to say no, but also when to say yes. Most of us, I used to be this way, where I wanted to do good for everybody. I want to take care of everybody. I wanted to save everyone to the point that I don't say no. Today's life was beautiful to the point that I don't say no, right? I couldn't say no. There was a time in my life I could not say no. And if you're raised with adverse childhood experiences, you've probably experienced this. Growing up, I was taught to say yes to everything. Absolutely, me too. Whatever everybody wants is what you do. And so we overwhelm ourselves and we get drained because we're not saying no to the people that are taking our energy. And we don't even know that people are trying to take our energy. When you understand what energy vampires are, you see that it's not somebody being loud or whatever. It could be little things in our life. It could be us not taking the time to rest, not taking the time to rejuvenate, just going. You go to work, you go home, there's the kids, there's the wife, there's the husband, there's the this, there's the that. Somebody needs something in the neighborhood, the neighbors, the whatever. And you're just doing for everybody and you never stop for a second to look at, okay, what do I want right now? What do I need right now for myself? My cleansing tea is kicking in, so I might have to cut it short. The Ten of Wands tells us of the burdens of responsibility we carry, and it signals being completely overwhelmed by taking on too many tasks. I did this, right? Been teaching my mom to start pouring on herself. That's wonderful. I tried that with my mom, and it drained me more than it helped her. I am experiencing this right now because when I made my schedule, I made the schedule that I will come back at 4 p.m. and talk about cleanse for healing. But now I am beginning to realize that it's overwhelming for me. And it's so fascinating that this thing came on here because I was thinking, okay, when I come on live, I'm going to tell people that I can't come back to do cleanse for healing. I'm choosing you choose. Oh, it's draining for you too, right? It's more draining than it's helpful. I stopped. I was like, okay, I stopped because this not helping her and this not helping me, right? But like I was saying, taking on too much, wanting to do too much. It is happening to me right now as I am speaking to you. So you are basically watching me learn these things, right? I made this schedule that I would go live 3 times a day, and I wanted to try it. It's the tea, it is. And I wanted to try it and all of that, but now I feel overwhelmed. Going live in the morning, going live in the afternoon, and then going live in the evening at 4 p.m. to do the cleanse for healing. So I haven't done it these days, right? Which is why most times in business, the people that teach business that I listen to, they always say, under promise and over deliver. Don't over promise and then under deliver. So now I am learning this because I over promise. But now I'm seeing that I can't do the cleanse for healing. It's too much for me. Yes, you pour a lot into us, and even with the accountability. What? Oh, you're very welcome. Living at this level of action takes its toll on your body, nervous system, and emotions. Leaving nothing for yourself or the people you love. Consider your motivations. Why are you driving yourself so hard? Learning to ask for help or delegate responsibility frees you up to put better quality energy into the things that light you up the most. Do you relate in your life? What are you promising right now that's too much, that you can't take on, that you can't do? There is an element of spontaneity in the Eight of Wands that gets you excited for an event that's on the verge of happening. This may involve travel or a new person coming into your life. This is for me and the awakening. Events move quickly and everything falls into place without you needing to push for a particular outcome. Relax and ride the wave of excitement. Right? And then I'm going to close here. We're going to close with Temperance. Temperance teaches us to call on the angelic realm for support in taking a balanced approach, yielding results that are better than we could obtain on our own. Temperance. When you are walking toward achieving something in your life, you don't have to do it alone. Call upon divine assistance for help. Look for signs and follow inspired guidance. When those signs appear before you, be flexible and take a moderate approach, trusting that the results you want will take time. Have patience as the universe goes to help to bring your desires into the physical realm. Hello, Afrocentric. Hi, Afrocentric. It's been a while. So basically, good day, my love. Basically, everything that we talked about today, to sum it up, because I think I've talked for 2 hours, everything I spoke of today, to sum it up, is basically being in flow state, being able to flow. And nobody can teach you that. Right? Only you can teach yourself that. Only you can get your mind to that point. Being able to be in flow state, asking questions, figuring out right now in your life, what are you doing that is not aligned with your soul? Because we do a lot of these things. We know it's not aligned with us. We know we don't want to do them. We know it doesn't feel good. We know that's not the wave that we want to ride. But maybe everybody's doing it. Everybody's dressing that way. Everybody's talking that way. Everybody's acting that way. And so we just want to do what the whole crowd is doing. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out. If the whole world is doing this and I am not doing it, I might be missing out. Something is wrong with me, right? To the point, like Fatimata is saying, right? Many of us were raised in a way that we say yes to everything and to everyone. And we forget, when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something. So you have to understand, or we, myself included, because as I mentioned, I created my schedule, I put the cleanse for healing, but now I realize it's too much for me. So I have to find a different way of doing it. Even though the cleanse for healing is for me to be able to have a setup and talk about the products, all the lives is too much. But I know this particular one that I do at noon here that we talk about is one that I cannot let go of. So I have to figure a different way. So if I say yes to come in on at 12 to do the oracle messages, I have to say no to doing cleanse for healing. So always look at it that way, just this way that I explained it to you in regards to my own experience. When you say yes to something, what are you saying no to? I'm homeschooling my daughter, my child. So I'm saying yes to homeschool. There's always a way, right? So for me, saying yes to homeschooling her means that I am saying no to a lot of activities that people my age enjoy or are doing. There's a lot of things that I cannot do or be a part of. So I had to look at that. Many people say, oh my God, homeschooling, that's a lot, that is so this, or you are so brave, or you are so that. But I had to look at what feels good for me. When I was going to school, how did I feel? How was that experience for me? Is it the same experience that I want for my child? You say yes to this, you say no to that. You say no to something, you say yes to something else. It's like when I started, the lady I was talking to in terms of collaboration, somebody said no to me because they feel that I don't have millions of followers, so I can't do anything for their business. You say no to this, you say yes to that. Healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries. If you relate to the things that I talk about, I always say this, that there's some form of trauma in your life. If you have trauma in your life, yes to homeschooling, absolutely. If you have trauma in your life, boundaries are difficult. Healthy boundaries are difficult. We break our own boundaries. We break our own promises to ourselves, because you cannot do it out there if you don't do it to yourself. You do it to yourself first, and then when you go outside, you do it with people. So when we lie to ourselves, we break our own boundaries, we disrespect ourselves, right? We don't love ourselves. Then we attract all these people, and we were doing the law of attraction. We attract all these people who basically just mirror that to us. Or you don't have healthy boundaries, let me break all your boundaries down. Or you can't say no to the things that you don't want to do, let me add stuff to your plate, overwhelm you, give you more to do. And even if you don't want to do them, the universe, the same thing, or whatever it is you believe in, gives you the same stuff that you should do. Opportunities upon opportunities upon opportunities, and then we get drained, right? We are overthinking because we don't know what is good for us. We don't know which one to let go of, which one to take, what to do, what not to do. We want to do everything. Anyway, that is it for today. I got to go. Tone is the hardest part of saying no. Or when dating guys, be like, you are insecure, let me do things that's going to make you more insecure. Absolutely. Both men and women too, right? You date somebody, and you all you see is just the things that make you more insecure and make you more jealous. And what the real Z is saying, tone is the hardest part of saying no. That's true. One of my coaches told me that, because she's very straightforward, to the point. When you start speaking negative stuff, poverty mindset, she'll go, no, we don't do that here. But that tone is practice. That tone is the self-love we're talking about. right? If you mean how people tell you no or how you say no, either or is how you say no to yourself. I know I used to be the person that when I do things, I'd be like, no, 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 I'm not. That's to myself. So when I talk to people, that's how I tell them no. Oh, no, no, right? Very snappy. I used to be that person, very snappy, just attitude all over the place. But the better I got at showing myself love, loving myself, speaking to myself with a better tone, with a softer tone, not being so hard on myself, the easier it is to tell somebody else no, right? To be able to see somebody's pain, get the boundaries together, know that I don't want to go that route, and I tell it to you and make you see what I'm saying with a lot of love. But it didn't start from me, that tone, it didn't start from me practicing on somebody else. It started from me changing the way I talk to myself. And if somebody else have a snappy tone with me, now I am able to step back and ask myself, okay, what energy did I give them that they are responding to me that way? When I'm okay with the energy that I gave them, then now I have to see that, okay, so it's not my fault. Whatever they're going through in their life is what they're going through. Make sense, the real Z? Hope it's not woo-woo, right? So it's always based on myself. Everything we talk about every day is always based on ourselves. It's always based on how we see ourselves, right? It starts from within selves. Charity begins at home, and charity will forever begin at home. How we talk to ourselves, how we see ourselves, how we act to ourselves. Have been doing a lot. If that, I always say the only person I can control is me and me. Absolutely. Absolutely. We can only control ourselves. You cannot control the next person, right? For the people on TikTok, you saw the comment section. You saw the comment section. And you saw this person blowing up my comment section in on TikTok about Jesus. Jesus this, the scriptures that, blah, blah, blah. They're probably still here watching. I don't know. For a whole month, continuously, this person is doing the same thing. I've tried to have a conversation, it didn't work. So now what do? I can only control myself. I can only talk about my experience. There are other people here who relate to the things that I'm saying. So I speak to those people. Hello, Stu. Hello, King. You came right at the same point. Right at Girl Wake Up podcast. I can only control me, right? Hey, Stu, you came at the perfect timing. I need you on TikTok. Mr. Stu, I need you on TikTok because there's this person just blowing up my comment section about Jesus, right? And they don't know that I have kings like yourself who know the Bible, who come to my live and we talk beautifully. But this person is telling me how Jesus is going to get me and Jesus is going to do this, this, and that to me. And reading the scriptures for me in the comment section. I need your help, King. I need you to talk to them on TikTok. But like Fatimata is saying, right? And to complete what I was saying in terms of what Z is saying of the tone, is when you really control yourself, when you're really able to, and controlling ourselves is not suppressing ourselves, is not suppressing our emotion, is not feeling what we feel. It's not feeling what we feel, is being able to do all of that, but still being aware, right? Oh my goodness, I will. I need your TikTok handle. Okay, I'll send it to you. It's the same. Oracles plays Empress Fire. For a whole month, still, this person has been coming to my TikTok telling me how much I have to repent because Jesus is going to do something to me. And I've told them, listen, I am the Holy Spirit. But they come, just still come and just want to talk about the entire Bible in the chat. And I'm like, I have people like still who know the Bible, right? But also the good thing for me is like it's a test of my own self-control. So what you seeing me do, the real Z, is saying no to a situation, right? And this is how you say no. Now, I had to be able to say no to myself this way. First of all, what are my destructive habits in terms of conversation, especially conversation wise, the way that I used to speak to myself in a very harsh tone, in a very condescending tone that I picked up from my family. And I used to speak to myself that way, mentally and emotionally, especially if I made mistakes or I did something that I thought that, it's dumb or it's a failure or it's stupidity. These are conversations I used to have with myself. So when I was able to see these habits, and I lovingly, like I said, most of us don't know how to love. So me learning to love myself and being able to tell myself lovingly about these habits, let's take it a little bit further, because there's an idea that's coming to mind. A complete distraction. There's an idea that's coming to mind. One of my uncles that I grew up with and I absolutely love, his drink of choice is Guinness beer. So from a childhood, I would watch him drink Guinness beer. I picked up that habit, seeing him drink Guinness. And the first time I tasted Guinness, I didn't even know that I was picking up my uncle's habit. One of the reasons we pick up some of these habits is either maybe that's the only person who was loving to us, or just maybe that's the person that raised us, or these are just the habits that we grew up with and so on. For me, this person, even though everybody around me was condemning drinking and all this stuff, but they had their own destructive habits that nobody was talking about. This is an uncle that when I was around him, it was complete peace as a child. Absolutely beautiful. At that time, I was in Gambia and he was in Norway. Was it Norway? Somewhere around there in the Scandinavia. And because as a child, when he came to the Gambia in my teenage years, he would always say that Yamafai is the only person in the family that would never ask me for anything, not gifts, not money, not nothing. And so the moment he steps foot in the Gambia, right, he will call the home, everybody would know he's there. But I was the only person who would always know where he was, even though I was young. Wherever he went, he would take me. If there were parties, his son is going, my cousin, he would take me with him. And we would go. Or maybe the son is not going. but he would take me as his niece. So I would see the drinks he was drinking. He only drank Guinness. I would see the women he was talking to, but he would always say, and for me, it was him seeing me. It was validation for me because nobody in my family saw me. I felt invisible. Everybody was using that harsh tone of no towards me. So that's the way I was speaking to myself. But this uncle, he didn't care. Whatever he was doing, he would take me with him. So I picked up the habit of drinking Guinness, which became my drink of choice, my beer of choice, even though I've always hated beer. And I cannot tell you when I even started drinking Guinness. I don't know. I cannot tell you a particular day that it started. But now, right, I was like, okay, I don't want to do this. This is not what I want to do. And going deeper into my journey, I began to see the habits that I had that came from my mother, from my father, from my uncles, from my grandmother, of the things that I was doing. Now I started to lovingly just stop the habits bit by bit, slowly by slowly, and get over it. There was a time when I go to the grocery stores, Europe, America, alcohol is everywhere. When I go to the grocery store and I see Guinness, the bottle and everything there, I would start shaming myself. Can you connect it here? I would start shaming myself. Right. Lovingly stop the habits. Why was I shaming myself? Because my entire family was shaming that uncle or whoever was drinking whatever they were drinking. So I took that tone and was talking to myself that way. I am so useless. I am so terrible. I am so bad. When I die, I'm going to hell. Because these are the things, the tone of voices that I heard. But really understanding that this is what's happening in my life, I just said, I don't want to do this again. I like being high on life, being absolutely sober and just high because I'm living, because the wind is blowing. And yesterday or day before, we went to the grocery store and I walked past the aisle, the beer aisle, and I saw Guinness. And I just looked at it and went, wow, I used to buy that. I'm not buying that anymore. It feels great to just be high on life, to just live lovingly. The shift, the change in how I'm talking to myself now. So when I have these people messaging me, right, the voice we heard as children growing up will either make or break us. We can make or break our children. When I talk to people, like I was doing this morning on Facebook about weight loss, all these women messaging me because I made a post about weight loss. Now I'm asking them, okay, what's your eating habits? Now I'm aware of the tone of voice that they are using to speak to themselves. What is your eating patterns? What's your eating habits? Oh, I eat anything. My eating patterns are horrible. They are so bad. The tone of voice. Right? So now I can speak to them differently because I've started speaking to myself differently. And I would just say, okay, that is fine. Do you stress eat? Are you stressed? How is your emotional, whatever it is? And I start asking questions. And the more they speak, the more I'm able to say, okay, so maybe your issue is not the food that you eat. Maybe your issue is the mindset. Maybe your issue is the stress that you have going. To the point, even I was surprised with myself that this is my tone of voice now. When my tone of voice was, I want to eat ice cream. Oh, I am so fat. I'm going to put on so much weight. I am so unhealthy. This is terrible. Oh, I'm so bad. Or talking to other women, or being around environments, or seeing Instagram pages that sell sex toys. Yesterday we talked about sensuality. There was a time I would just feel absolutely awkward and terrible and bad about myself. But you training a lot too. Training in terms of what? Exercise? What do you mean training? Teacher boy, my ex-boyfriend, I say that to him because that's the shyest man I've ever came across. Just imagine how we can parent ourselves. Just what you did in the store. Yeah, we reparent ourselves. So I think that's the thing, real Z, right? Reparenting ourselves. And that's when it comes to the entire healing process, is basically reparenting ourselves. Reparenting ourselves. One of our coaches today, I don't know if you were there, Fatma, Miss Sheila, was talking about how people avoid her because she's very straight to the point. And I absolutely love that woman. I can talk to her alone. Why? Because I love that straight to the point. Tell me what you see. What is it I have to change? So I change it. Chop, chop. Let's go. I don't want the fluff. I don't want the sugar coating. I want to know. I'm ready to know. I'm ready to change. So there's a difference as well. Are you running away from something? Are we running away from something? When somebody says no, Miss Sheila's energy is beautiful. When somebody just say no, do we feel that they are rude? Or do we feel that you need her in you? Yes, I always say I am a younger Miss Sheila. She's like about to be 58 years old. You see that? And she looks as young as like us in our 30s. Right? There was a time when somebody says no. I feel like I'm about to lose my mind. No, why no? Tell me more. What? Yeah. And then I learned no is a complete sentence. Oh, Tijan, exercise. Yes, I do exercise, but I don't think it's only the exercise. I think just generally, I've just always been health conscious of what I eat and what I do, and portion control and loving natural stuff, because I was raised in a way that, I don't know, that was just far. My straightforwardness, yeah. Now I am okay with being straightforward. Anyway, people, I have to go. I'm tired now. My nose hurts. I'll see you back here on Monday. Like I said, I will not be doing the cleanse for healing. We'll figure out another way. If you want to send me money, please send me money. I will not be doing the cleanse for healing. It's about my business, of course. It's about selling the products that I have, but it's not aligning, and I don't know why it's not aligning. But I know this live at 12 noon aligns, and this one I want to build on, and I want to make stronger. I want to figure out how to get the sound and the lighting and everything better, because this feels wonderful to do. It feels absolutely great to do. And even though I want to do the cleanse for healing and I want to talk more about cleansing, because in my journey I realized that, one powerful thing that I did was cleansing. I know I need to figure out a different way of doing it. So when I figure it out, obviously I will let you know, because this is my work now. And some people don't realize that. People are calling me and messaging me to chat and talk about nothing because I'm on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and whatever. And I'm like, I don't know. What going on? Anyway, one fascinating thing that I have done in building my confidence, I'm wearing my pajamas. And I know some people are saying, oh, but it's beautiful, but it's this. But I've owned this for how many years now? Probably a whole year. And I wear it to bed. So being able to sit here with it is really a manifestation of my change. I do things now that show myself how much I have changed. And this is really one of them, because I wasn't comfortable when I put it on, trying to do a little bit of makeup and the head tie. I felt like, ooh, everybody's going to know. So if you have any issues on confidence, you are not alone. It's a beautiful dress, I know. Bye bye, everybody. I'll see you. Send me money. Bye bye.